Hello buddies, what if I had told you that you could actually make your own bread at home without the use of an oven? Would you have believed me? Anyways, this bread you see here was made without an oven and it's so soft and tastes absolutely amazing with just 6 ingredients. Let me show you how you can make it. So the first thing you need to do is to start by measuring your flour. So for this recipe I used 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, half tablespoon of instant dry yeast. Then I crush in a little bit of nutmeg. Okay. Then after that I added half cup of water. After adding the water, I combine everything together just as you see in the video. So after combining it, I found that I need to add a little more water. So I measured 1/4 cup of water and I added gradually. So at the end, I didn't use all the 1/4 cup of water. So let me just say, for this recipe, you need half cup plus 1/8 cup of water to get everything ready. Okay, so once I was done combining with the water, I went in with about 1 tablespoon of butter or margarine, whichever one you have, but I use margarine in this recipe. Next, I transferred this on my work surface and I started mixing or kneading. Like I said, I didn't use all the 1/4 cup of water. That's what I just showed you now. I used a little bit of it, so that's why I said you can need 1/2, that is half cup plus 1/8 cup of water. Then next is to knead this dough. You guys know always how I always used to knead my dough. So I had to knead my dough on my work surface, heat it, then use my rolling pin as well to heat it, kind of roll it out, making sure that I do the work that my my mixer is supposed to do or was supposed to do for me. So I had to do it myself, making sure that my dough comes out super soft and stretchy. So any way you can make your dough to come out super soft, you can just do it. You can pound this dough, you can heat it to make it soft, stretchy, and develop that gluten that you are looking for. So once I was done doing that, I had to wrap this up to rest for 20 minutes as usual. So after the 20 minutes, I sprinkled a little bit of flour on my work surface. Now I took this dough out. You can see that my dough is super soft, like super soft. So I sprinkled a little bit of flour on the dough and then went ahead to roll out the dough. Now I just had to do a little bit of playing here and there with the dough. But guys, if you don't want to do this thing that I just did, just go ahead. As you just roll out the dough, fold it up, pinch the edges and throw it down into your into your greased loaf pan. But guys, I just had to just do something like play around with the dough, making this that. So as you can see what I'm doing, this was what I just did with the dough. But don't mind me guys, like I said, if you like, you can just roll out the dough, fold it up, pinch the edges just the way I used to do my bread, or just the way you see people do bread or fold bread. Just do it that way. You don't need to do all this. So guys, after making all this, after molding and twisting and twinging and folding and breading the dough and plaiting the dough, I had to transfer this into my 7x4 inches greased loaf pan. I cover this up and keep it aside to proof for up to 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes, depending on the humidity and temperature of your area. So once my dough was ready just this way, I had to then heat up my pot. So for this video, I used my old pot that I'm not using that much. I had to use it and make sure I place it on heat. I had to drop in some pebbles in the pot, then drop in this dough. After heating up the pot for up to 10 minutes, I put in the bread in the bread pan inside, then covered it for 20 minutes on the bottom side on medium heat. I have to be there to regulate the heat, if not it would have burnt. Okay, because I'm using a hot plate, or I use a hot plate, okay, to make this. So then I turn it over to the top side for 10 minutes. Then the two sides, as in the left and the right sides, for 10 minutes each. And then my bread was ready. I took it out from the pot. I transferred this on my cooling rack to cool down completely. Lest I forgot, I brushed this with margarine once I took it out from the pan and allow it to cool down completely, and my bread was ready, guys. Like, this bread was super delicious, like super delicious. In case if you're making yours and you wish that you need to add some flavoring, you can add either vanilla flavor or make flavor during the mixing process, and you have this amazing bread. Thanks for watching. See you.